In this video I'll explain a little bit more about the OoB plugin. So I think it's one of the best features we can have on Sketchup, especially for models. We'll draw a square, test square, right click, reverse space and just pull it up. Tab, click on it and then we'll go to OoB. Now in here I've got my pre-selects and they come up at the top, so I know that the bricks are fine for printing on an end of 3, the wood cladding comes out and the tiles. So you can try all these different ones down here to suit yourself. So we'll have a look at the bricks I print. So there we go. Now, not to scale, because we're determined by how much we can, or what we can print on an end, on a 3D printer with a 0.4 nozzle. So I've put the length as 0.26 millimeters and the height at 0.13. The thickness I put at 0.04, and that means we have a base of 0.6, so that's 3 layers, and then we change to the bricks of 0.2, 0.2, so that brings us to our 0.1 millimeter thick walls, which when glued to the subframe, nice and strong. The spacing, now depending on how your printer performs, you may need to increase the spacing. L spacing, if I put 0.1 in there, you can see spacing's all increased. Control Z, or cancel that. But that is really all there is to it. It's a bit of trial and error, but I've found that them settings, what I've put there, if you use them, you won't be far off printing decent bricks. Now what I should do now is, I'll cancel that, I should show you the way I export and import into Prusa to get the best out of the printer. So we'll go on this end wall, file, and we have to export STL, and that's another plugin. It's a free plugin, so you go to the Sketchup store, download the STL, and away you go. So export as STL. It comes up with this screen here. I don't really bother with it, I just export, and then I'll put a file name in there. Zoom and we'll save that there, and then we'll go to Prusaslicer. In Prusaslicer, some people use Cura, I prefer Prusa. Open, find the zoom end wall, and it will come up with this box. This object appears too large, press OK. That's our object, and in this scale factor here, if we highlight the X box and press 1, enter, it scales it down to what we want. Not a problem at all. Right click, fix through NetFab, and that will do. It's a service that you can access online or straight through Prusa, and it fixes the model. Any cavities and things like that, it should fix. So now we're left with our wall, windows. One problem you might encounter is the windows are filled in. If you'd followed my tutorial to the letter, your windows won't fill in. So we want to lay it down on the floor. So we pick the place on face tool, place it on the face, and there we go. And that there, we can slice. The settings I use, that's 0.2 layer height, PLA, basic ender 3, nothing exciting. And we can slice, and then we'll come down on the bar there and we'll look at the first layer. This is the first important layer. If you've got your printer set up properly, this layer prints okay, you're on a winner. You can tell, just use the slider, it prints the windows first, outline, and then it'll infill. And if you can lay that layer down, all the rest of the layers will build up on top. So we have layer 2, 3, and layer 4, that's 0.8, is the brick layer. So we've got 2 layers of bricks, 1, 2, the rest are windowsills. So we come down again to layer 0.8. So bear with me. Bricks like to be short and sweet on the printer. So on 0.8 layer there's a little plus sign. Right click, add custom G code. Now I do M221 S95. What this means is the extrusion is M221 is to change the extrusion from 100%. If I had S100 in there, it'd be 100%, but I knock it down a 0.5 and it under extrudes for the bricks. I've done it before. I've gone down to S80 and it still prints. So if you're having blobbing or like fishtails on the bricks, drop it, put this command in, and you should under extrude and your bricks may come out better. Press OK, but then you have to go up. You're going to print that layer, that reduced flow, that layer reduced flow, and then this next layer, when we go back to full printing again, right click, add custom G code, and we change that 95 to 100, and then extruder will go back to 100% extrusion. That's just a little tip if your bricks are coming out blobby. Right, thanks for watching.